Now knowing what we've talked about with ultraviolet light, with visible light, with infrared light, the whole gamut, you can see why getting outside early in the morning before 9 o'clock is going to kill a number of birds with just one or two stones there, right? Number one, you're getting your daily dose of visible light to help your cortisol production. Number two, you're getting out into the sun when the sun is producing primarily infrared light and not a lot of ultraviolet light. So if you're fair skinned and you don't want to get a lot of skin damage or over sun exposure, that's a perfect time to get outside is in the morning time. So getting outside 15 minutes a day, every day before 9 o'clock. Look, I could have summed up our entire podcast simply by saying, hey guys, listen to me. Get outside before 9 o'clock, get sunlight for about 15 minutes, and do this every single day as much as you can. If you can't, get a sad lamp and sit in front of it for about 20 minutes before you go to work. And you're going to greatly improve your health in many different ways that you wouldn't even understand. Plus, getting outside is giving you fresh air. Getting outside means that you're probably going to exercise a little bit more anyway as well. I could have said that, and that would really be the actionable stuff to do with this podcast. But think about how much more diligence you're going to have doing that, knowing why it is actually having an improvement on your body.
To riff off of what you just said there, some of my high-level thoughts at the end of the conversation, specifically for somebody at a higher latitude, is vitamin D in the winter. We've talked about the UV light and how that could be a helper at that time. The SAD lamp, again, our short days right now. And then for the IR light, because it does penetrate through clothes, we can still get that throughout the winter. But a hack, if you can get them, is to get these incandescent bulbs, or even better yet, have those inside as well, and get some IR light that way.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's right on. And again, it seems as though based on the data that we're getting from Glenn Jeffrey's group, 60-watt bulb at your desk. I'll add this to one more thing that really sheds light onto what you're saying, Jesse. There was another study that was done very similar to Glenn Jeffrey's study where they had people sitting at their desk with a 60-watt incandescent bulb, except they did not use an incandescent bulb. They used a 850 monochromatic LED light source. So what did they find? They found that this light source did improve measures of depression. It did improve well-being, but it only did so when the study was conducted in the wintertime. It did not do so when the study was conducted in the summertime. And let me give you my suggestion as to why that's the case. It's because these people were probably getting outside after work and getting the benefits of sunlight in that situation. But when it was wintertime and they were not able to get that light, even this 850 monochromatic red light or infrared light was making up the difference. It was repairing the breach, if you will, that we were normally supposed to be getting infrared light. We weren't getting it, and it was working in the wintertime because we couldn't get it.
All right, my last thought before we part ways. In my mind, we've covered hacks for the different types of light and ways that we can get it if we can't get outside. Again, outside is always best. I don't want people to use these hacks and avoid going outside. Try and get outside when you can, but there are ways around it, thankfully. The one piece that you brought up with UV light was NO.
Yeah.
We talked about vitamin D being a hack there for the UV light, but anything we can do for NO through the winter up north, if we're not getting that light.
Yeah, that's a hard one to hack because nitric oxide has an extremely short half-life and you really can't supplement with it. Nitric oxide is synthesized from some amino acids like arginine, so you should probably make sure that you have plenty of that, but usually people are not very deficient in these essential amino acids. That one's pretty much ultraviolet light. I would not recommend going into tanning beds with just ultraviolet light. There's a lot of hazards with that because of the effect of ultraviolet light by itself on the human body with mutations and skin cancer. So I would not recommend that. But I think, again, nitric oxide has definite benefits.
Since you made it to the end of this clip, I know you're going to love the full episode. Click here to watch. I'll see you over there.
We're spending so much time inside. We have windows that block infrared light because we don't want to increase our cooling costs. We have replaced all of the lights in our homes with LED bulbs. What Bob Fosbury calls this is the scurvy of the 21st century.